Warning: this review contains mop violence and excessive slime. Viewers' discretion is advised.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Kill the Credits. My name is Keelan, and today we're going to be slipping and sliding our way through the rest of the Toxic Avenger franchise. Woo! I'm so excited. If you haven't already, go ahead and click the card up above if you haven't checked my review for the original Toxic Avenger, because that one actually had some charm. The rest of these, can't say the same. So as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be covering the Toxic Avenger Part II, Part 3, and Part 4, Citizen Toxie, all in one video. Now, why one video, you might ask? The answer is very simple. I didn't like any of these movies enough to waste both our times splitting them up into their own individual videos. You're welcome. So I'll start off by touching on the very few positives that I have, and then explain why I really just didn't enjoy these movies. To be fair, some things from the first one carried over into these sequels, and those are the things that I like. The over-the-top kills, the practical effects, and a couple of the gags and jokes that landed for me. We're talking arms ripped off, heads smashed, noses getting turned into fish-shaped snacks. All the good Troma stuff. But outside of those moments, I have to say that the sequels take a gigantic nosedive. The storylines are incoherent, the tone gets ramped up to an unhealthy and uncomfortable level of raunchiness, and a lot of what made the first film feel charming was stripped away. Now trust me, I understand, I know these movies aren't supposed to be Oscar level or A24 storytelling, deep meaning type of films. They're cheap, cheesy, raunchy movies. But there's a difference between being fun trash and being a trash fire. And these sequels, they lean hard into the latter.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So from what I understand, parts 2 and 3 are supposed to be one movie, but using new footage that they filmed, mixed with old footage from the first one, and a ton of narration, they somehow squeezed out 2 separate movies, which explains why they're such incoherent messes. There's name inconsistencies, reused shots, and plot points that don't add up. For example, in part 2, Toxie takes on the evil corporation called Apocalypse. But then in part 3, he pretends like he doesn't know they're evil and somehow befriends them and becomes the spokesperson for their company, as if that makes any sense at all. And to make it more weird, the leader of Apocalypse turns out to be the devil himself. So yeah, Toxie made a deal with the devil, because why not, I guess. And another inconsistency that when I looked it up, apparently the director said he doesn't even remember why this happened, or he doesn't remember, so obviously it wasn't that important. But if you watched my video on the original Toxic Avenger, I mentioned Toxie's love interest. Her name was Sarah. Well, in this movie, all of a sudden her name is Claire, and she's the same character. They're both blonde, they're both blind. They're supposed to be the same woman. For whatever reason, their name changed. And then I believe it's the same name in part 3. Then when you get to part 4, now there's 2 different versions of that lady. One named Sarah, one named Claire. So they do kind of, make a joke on it and play off of that. But the fact that they changed the name for no reason, just another inconsistency that adds to the schlop of a story. Also, Melvin comes back in human form in part 3. Here we go again with just being such an insufferable character. And I know, I get it. He's supposed to be annoying. Mission accomplished. I was irritated by him. One thing I will say about part 3 that I did like, although it really fell flat in the end, is the idea of Toxie having an adversary that's on par and on the same level as him. So the devil, or the leader of Apocalypse. I thought that was a cool idea, but the execution just didn't work for me. Moving on to part 4, known as Citizen Toxie, they were kind of going for a bit of a soft reboot with the franchise, and I genuinely thought we were going to get another good one, that I thought this was one that was actually going to work for me. That opening classroom sequence, completely outrageous.
You fucking retards, drop your tacos or I'll blow your brains out.
It's definitely offensive, but I mean, they had me like this. I'm ready. Okay, we got something with this one, guys. No, we didn't. I thought we were going to eat. We didn't. The story follows Toxie and his evil doppelganger Noxie swapping realities in this twisted Wizard of Oz type of setup. On paper, not a bad idea. In execution, vile, nasty, awkward, and sometimes extremely uncomfortable to watch. There's just a lot of jokes about nasty topics, and I'm not the type of person that can't joke about dark stuff. Trust me, I'm the most out-of-pocket person you probably would know if you met me in person. Those who are in my life, they know I really don't hold back on jokes, but when it comes to a movie and the way that they told the jokes and the kind of how it connects to the the story. It's just really nasty. It made me extremely uncomfortable. So yeah, this is why I wrap these three up together. Apart from a few kills and some practical effects, there's really not much to praise. The charm from the original was gone, replaced by raunch, incoherence, and shock value that really just didn't land. I'm gonna be honest and say it right here, right now. I'll never revisit parts 2, 3, and 4 again. Part 1, I've already watched multiple times since only seeing it for the first time a week ago. But the rest of them, fuck outta here. Fuck outta here. Now, I know these movies have a cult following, and if you're one of those people who like them, then more power to you. I'm not judging. I don't think you're wrong. Subjectively, they just didn't work for me. And the only reason I even got through them in the first place was because I want to cover the entire franchise on my channel. But even though it was really rough, I'll still say I'm extremely excited for the new one. From the trailer, it looks really wild and modernized. I just get more of a sense that's going to hit closer to the OG than the sequels did. My one gripe from the trailers is that it looks like they're leaning more into using CGI than practical effects. And if that's the case, I'm going to be really disappointed because that was pretty much the meat and potatoes of all of these films, the reason why I like them. So if it's a lot more like computer generated, I'm going to be really disappointed. But I'm still going to go in with a positive mindset. I'm looking forward to seeing it, and I hope I have a good time. And that's all I have for you today on the Toxic Avenger sequels. Personally, I can't recommend them, but if you want to dive into them yourself, go on right ahead. Don't let me stop you. And if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and subscribe so you can catch all the other horror content that I'm putting out on the channel. Be safe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. I still forgot to talk about the tit.